talk about bias, people often get uncomfortable. The most difficult people to teach fairness to are people who value fairness the most. People who really care about being fair often can push away the idea that there's unconscious bias most vigorously. Talk to a group of people who aren't really in the business of valuing fairness, and you can get a lot further along because you don't have to convince them that unconscious bias actually exists. So fair people, fair-minded people, people who care about egalitarian values, those individuals actually have the most difficulty with unconscious bias. Not so much that they are more biased, but they are less willing sometimes to accept the notion that bias exists and that we all have it. Now, what's interesting about unconscious bias is that it doesn't automatically make us bad people. What it does sometimes is make us do things that don't align with our value system. And the most intelligent people out there are best able to rationalize their decisions that are actually based on unconscious bias and make it seem as if they're based on something else. They're able to create an argument in their mind as to why they did what they did, so that it doesn't look like bias was the basis. So the more education we get, the more analytical we become, the more experienced we are, the better we are in creating an illusion for ourselves that we're not biased. But bias is human. It is inherently human. It's about understanding who we are and how we react to things that we're not familiar with or that we've been taught are negative or frightening. It's our mechanism for survival, but it's antiquated. It goes way back to the time where we were walking around, perhaps in jungles, and we had just a moment to determine if someone was friend or foe. If they were friend, you could sit around and have a grunting conversation. If they were foe, you better run or fight. In a global society, that type of behavior no longer applies. We can't get along that way anymore. We have to become broader in our perspective. But we still have these antiquated notions of how to protect ourselves. And we have to let those go. Those are our unconscious biases. They no longer serve to protect. They now serve to divide. And it's what we don't want. So the first step in the program has got to be to accept that biases exist. Place the guilt to the side and work on a solution together.